Hey guys, this is Killer Rob speaking, and in today's little dev update we are finally going to take a look at the latest version of the UE4 build of automation. And as you can see in the background, we are back to the dyno control room, a little more pretty than before. Yes, so why has it taken so long for us to get you another little dev update? Well, it was a classic instance of, well, we're almost there, just this little thing to fix, it shouldn't take long, and then it did take long, and it wasn't fixed. The last 3 weeks we have basically only been fighting the proper implementation of cars, chassis and fixtures into the game. That was much more complicated than anticipated, and some weird issues popping up here and there. Most of them are now fixed, but there's still plenty more, and that's why it has been taking so long. But on the other hand, yeah, I have a few news for you while we are still here looking at the walls of the main menu. We have some good news for you, and that is, first of all, that we are going to go and release the sandbox-only UE4 version before we have the full campaign implemented. So that means that you will be getting an update sooner rather than later, and won't have to wait another like 2 months or something for everything to be in. We decided to take that step to release the version earlier, as we don't want you to have to wait for that long. It is not very healthy to release updates only every 6 months, but yeah, we have overshot our target already, and we're nowhere near complete with this version. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? So this is what it currently looks like in our model view, but it's not currently sorted. The filters aren't active, and well, these filters are, but not, there's no year filter on there, which also will be an option here, of course. And currently you see all bodies in the game, or rather this button is showing you the family view, so you only see the first one in each family currently, and they are all jumbled together right now as there's no year ordering going on. And of course, lighting needs to be rebuilt as always. It's how you see it's a in development version. So yes, this one works quite nicely nowadays, and you can switch it around to the view you know from before, where it loads all the variants of this body. So this is all going to work nicely. Much larger preview thumbnails with better lighting and stuff that really helps you decide on what body you want to use. With just holding, dragging right mouse button, you can scroll through here, or use your mouse wheel as well. It's also possible. And once you want to select a body, just double click it and you will automatically go here. And you have it on this one, and by just tapping your browser back button or mouse back button, what is it, button number 4 or something, you get back here. So it is really quick to go like double click, have the body on there, check it out, check morphs and so on, and then continue. So you have it sitting on here then, and let's see. And you can select your variants down below on this tab. And in here, oh yes, that's something else I need to show. The color previews currently are broken, unfortunately. They do work, the colors do work. So we have brutal black selected, but we can always go for yum yellow if we select the whole car first. Yes, like this. Very yummy yellow. And new paint. Oh yes, the new paint. We shall call it the new paint. And so here you get various selections for what part of the body you want to paint. And then you can select that color, which hopefully then shows up. Or you make it plastic, which is your favorite. Or chrome. The chrome bonnets are here! And of course, what I also can show here is if you want to... Oh, shine. This one, I made it myself. So, modified. Yay! This UI is not polished up, so it looks like shit. But it works. Now it works. So overall, you will have plenty of options in here to make your custom paints and to paint it with weird trim options and stuff, and also the wheels. Here you can easily make new colors as well. so that you have your custom swatches. So if we go forward, yes, okay, new UI in general. It's still very much placeholder icons in here. I have to make a few icons for all of these. That won't be very easy, because they're just showing what they are supposed to be in that kind of tiny format. It's not easy. But yeah, it kind of works. We have still massive problems with fixtures though. Let's see if I can place a grill on this one, if this one works. Yeah, somewhat. It does work somewhat. This is somehow punching a hole for another body, which isn't selected right now. That is weird. But you do see you can put them, even though it's a grill, you can put it like to the sides. It does snap to the middle, but you can put it to the sides. Oh yeah. By the way, the color outline then will of course go to the color of paint you have currently selected for that part of the body, so that it doesn't stick out in purple like crazy. But let's put the lip on and see what it does. Does this one work already? Let's see. Oh yeah! Ah yes! The controls for it are not really working. They are super sensitive, and they make Carmageddon cars, as you can see. Oh my. Let's have it a little bit more humane. Oh yeah, that's very humane. And in the engine designer, what do we have here? Well, a little bit more of a description in here, what's going on and such. So the warning system is working as well. I think I did show that last time. It's so long ago I can barely remember. Let's lower the exhaust just to see, so you can see that yes, they are reacting and limiting flow and such. That's working and good. And notifications, all fine as well. So now let's go through here. As you can see, well, some strings are still weird. The graphs are not properly working just yet for this one. So in principle, these graphs are being fed data as well, and we have our side panel also being fed data. What we don't have just yet, but which will be easy to do, astonishingly enough, now that everything is based on a completely new design philosophy in here, is to show your car stats while you are in the engine designer as well, so that you can directly see how your changes to the engine affect the car. There will probably be a switch button in here somewhere. We will fit it in somewhere, I don't know. Needs to be in this panel somewhere. Alright, oh, and look, now magically the lip has adopted the correct color as well. That's good news. We just yesterday put in the new layout for this bottom hand panel. And basically, it is combining the previous test track data, which is the performance stats, and the main car stats. And because we have everything now iconographied, or whatever that name is, much more data fits in here. And you don't have to switch back and forth to see all the important values anymore. Most of these values are of course bullshit because they're not properly hooked up, apart from a few. And yeah, let's just take a look at design instead. So you get your design overview stats in here, and we will format it more nicely of course, but yes. And now let me show you something that does work pretty well already, with a little bit new of a layout, and same bottom panel here, but which has the stat problems. But this test track, that also took a while to implement again, but it's pretty cool. And as you can see here, you have time acceleration. Yay! Best feature ever for the tracks where you want to get to a specific spot. You can now do so. Let's start it and see what happens. All right. Yeah, and as you can see, this is already all working nicely with the indicators, the acceleration in X and Y, and yeah, the RPM meter isn't properly dynamic yet. It always goes to 12K, which of course will change. But yeah, in general, the test track all hooked up with the sounds as well, with most of them. Not all, I think. Some are still missing. Now back to the bigger picture of things. The scariest part will be over as soon as we have completed the port of the car designer, because everything else is on a more calculation side, which is now much more robust and more easy to handle. And that is all SQL based now with the stats. And as you can see, if we have this one working, that means competitors are working. They have to compare something. So the calculations, the back-end calculations, they are already in. Then the factory stuff, it's mainly UI and some database handling things, which are now also much easier than before. That was the main clusterfuck in the key engine. It was super terrible to be handling data in there, and as you can see from the current public version, like factories disappearing and not really working correctly and all that kind of stuff, that will be much easier for us to deal with this time around. So the good news here is that even though we are delayed a lot, the worst part of the port is almost done. So let's have a quick little summary. Where are we at? Well, we are at a point where we have a mostly working engine designer, a barely working, but with the most parts, the crucial parts almost done, car designer. And we are going to polish this one up such that you can have a fully working Unreal build, which doesn't have any campaign stuff in it, sooner rather than later. Another question would be like, how is it going to be delivered? What about my current version of automation, which I'm playing campaigns on? Well, we are going to try to make a dual launcher so that you have your old game still while the new version, the Unreal version, is incomplete to the point of where there is no campaign in it. So that you can, on launch, choose if you want to go into the Unreal version and build some pretty cars, or if you want to play the light campaign in the old version of automation. And that should be possible, and I hope that satisfies most users, as yeah, it's a bit weird like releasing a version with less features than before, and we are fully aware of that and the confusion it may cause. So I think a dual launcher setup will be the best way to go, so that people can choose whatever they want. We are then porting over, or well, in the background already, as soon as we have a little time between fixing bugs, we already port over the Tycoon part, which basically is a rewrite anyway, based on the entirely new data structures we have in the game, which are much more efficient, like a factor 10 to 100 faster and just much easier to deal with. That's the way we think is best to go, and I hope you at least partially agree with that. So yes, that's it. How long will it take for this version then to be released? Answer is, after these 3 weeks of just fumbling and trying to fix bugs where new ones pop up every time we fix one, and everything being delayed, including this little dev update, I think it is safe to say that let's wait for the next little dev update with a more accurate statement on when we are going to put this into open beta and then release it. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time!